hello there, family. I didn't see you there. And welcome back to another edition of Midweek Moment with the Crenshaws. I am Sanchez Crenshaw, and as always, I am joined by the best part of my day, the wind beneath my wings, the rib that completes me, the Lana Lang to my Clark Kent.
Yes. Superman. I'm sorry.
What just happened there?
Because I'm thinking Spider. No, Superman for 100, Alex.
What just happened
there?
Nothing's
not important.
Wow.
It's not important. Because I couldn't get them Superman and Spider-Man mixed up.
Peter Parker.
What's the girl he like?
Gwen Stacy. Mary Jane Watson.
Mary Jane Watson, yeah.
How do you get Mary Jane Watson and Lana Lang mixed up?
But first of all, now that you saying that, Lana, so where's Lois?
Lois was his love in Metropolis. You're thinking of the reporter from Metropolis.
Okay.
Lana Lang was actually Superman's first love as a teenager, his high school sweetheart in Smallville, before he actually got to Metropolis.
Yep, nerd alert.
Wow.
I'm just
I thought it was common knowledge, though.
That's not common knowledge, baby.
You sure?
Yes.
I feel like it's common knowledge.
Nope.
You gonna introduce yourself?
Oh, wait. Hey, what's up? See? What's up, family? What is going on, guys? I am Angela Crenshaw, guys. What is going on?
That's my wife, family.
Hey,
family.
That
is my wife.
What's up, family?
How we doing?
How you doing?
First of all, we always want to begin by just simply saying thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Family, we thank you guys for listening. We thank you for being a part. We thank you for allowing us to be a part of your day. We thank you for allowing us into your home, allowing us into your ears, your cars, your workout, however you listen to us. We thank you.
Not your workout.
Your workout. However you listen to us.
However you can get it.
For our new family members, welcome.
Welcome.
We welcome you very much.
To the podcast.
There we go.
Welcome to the podcast.
Oh, wow.
Sorry.
There's nothing wrong with that. I actually like that version. Family, however you're listening to us, whether
What's up?
Whether it's iTunes, whether it's Podbean, whether it's Spotify, whether it's Google Play, whether it's Amazon Music, whether it's iHeartRadio, or on our own personal website at www.thecrenshawcorner.com. We thank you guys so much for being a part. Thank you,
guys. We love you, man.
For our returning family members,
you
already know how we feel about you.
What's up, family?
We thank you guys so much for the support.
What song am I singing?
I don't know what you're singing right now.
Isn't it a family reunion song?
Yeah, there's a couple of family reunion songs.
First of all,
what are you singing?
You don't even want to know.
No, what are you singing?
I'm singing Anniversary. It's your anniversary.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Family, this won't let out in public, family.
So what's this family reunion song?
We're not going to.
Okay, go ahead. Okay.
We're going to keep it.
Welcome, family.
We're going to keep it pushing.
Welcome, family.
And family, to all our family members, we just welcome you to the cookout.
Yes.
And we ask that you bring aluminum foil.
To make sure you take something with you, people. We hope that you get something out of this podcast today.
That's right,
and
family.
You take something with you on Hump Day.
Take something with you. We
you
always
didn't say Hump Day with me.
Hump Day?
Thank you. Hump Day. Thank you.
So, family, we always talk about how, we like to have fun on our podcast.
Yes.
Every once in a while, every now and again, we may go down a rabbit hole.
Every time we on this podcast, but go ahead.
We may get a tidbit, smidget off task.
A lot off task, but go ahead.
But what we always try to do is we always try to leave you with something.
Absolutely.
A nugget, a gem, something to ponder on, something to think about, something just to give you a little different perspective to your day. So we always ask that you bring your aluminum foil just so you can take something with you.
Absolutely.
And as always, we consider ourselves an interactive podcast.
Come on, you almost missed it again, player.
Almost missed it again.
What's going on with you in the interactive part?
Because you throw me off. I'll be looking at your beauty and I'll be looking in your eyes.
Don't do that. Nope. Your eyes was closed just now, bro.
But there you go. There you go again. Putting out behind the scenes in front of the scenes.
I'm just saying, in front of the scene, his eyes was closed, people.
So, family, we consider ourselves an interactive podcast.
We do.
Simply what that means is that we can be found on the socials. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, all in the Crenshaw Corner.
Yes.
And then, of course, you can contact us at any time via our email address at thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com. Once again, thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com.
Yes.
We always love to hear from you. Babe, before I turn it over to you, just one thing I do want to say to the family. Family, I do apologize if I seem a little off, if I seem a little not so energetic. It's simply because I'm sick right now.
Let's not say sick. That doesn't sound right. You kind of like under the weather.
I am under the weather.
Under the weather.
I'm under the weather. So if the weather was a bus, I'd be under it. So it's nothing severe. It's not COVID or it's not COVID or anything like that. It's I made a mistake. I'm not as young as I used to be.
Right.
And
Come through and tell the truth.
I did some workouts in cold weather, in rainy weather. And now I'm paying for it late at night. And now I'm paying for it. So if I sound a little off, that's why. But I will do my best to push through and give you as much energy as I possibly can.
Push it.
So, babe, how are you?
Okay,
Wow.
sorry.
So we just gonna go through a whole
Salt
catalog,
and pepper here.
So, babe, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much.
You doing good? How's your week been so far?
It's been good.
It's been good?
I have no complaints.
No complaints?
Complaints.
So, babe.
I'm French.
You're French?
Complaints.
You look French. South
Complaints.
side of France.
Yes. Yes,
So,
my
babe,
love. Yes.
So, as a family should know by now, we are in the middle of a series
Enough is enough.
entitled Enough is Enough.
Yeah.
So we've talked about many different facets of Enough is Enough, from Enough is Enough Home Edition to Enough is Enough Mental Health.
Yeah.
So if you haven't listened to any of the series,
What
why
is
not?
happening?
So I really would advise you to go back and listen.
Yeah.
And if there's any episodes you've missed, just go back and binge
Just
listen
go
to them
back.
all.
Go on and binge.
Just start from the beginning and work your way up.
Work your way up.
So, babe, what are we talking about today?
Okay, so first let me say this. So a lot of this enough is enough that we're doing comes from people asking us questions or asking us or having a conversation with us, something that we see.
We like conversations.
We like conversations. And
We
so
like seeing
not
stuff.
too long ago I had a conversation with a family member and they in reference to working.
Okay.
And how it's very difficult, when you're a young mom to work crazy hours because you miss your baby.
It's difficult when you're a seasoned mom.
Yeah, well, this is true too. So we started discussing that and saying, when is enough is enough? When do you say, I need to pull back? I need to maybe come out of corporate America. I may stop working, whatever that thought process was. So we weren't really gonna talk about it. We were like, is that really enough is enough?
But before we begin, though, before we
Yeah.
go any further, I just want to do a quick disclaimer. We are not telling anybody to quit your job.
You better not say it.
We are not telling anybody to put in your 2 weeks. We not
Act like
telling
you don't know
anybody
our name.
to call your boss right now. Talking about I quit.
I was to the Crenshaw corner.
That is
not what we're saying.
What you're not gonna do is blame us for you quitting your job.
And now you want us to give you a paycheck.
That's not what we're talking
We's
about.
not fenced to do that.
So disclaimer put out there, baby. Continue.
Thank you, baby. So we weren't going to discuss it. And then just so happened, I was on my phone and this thing about Eve popped up. And because I don't know if Eve the rapper.
Eve, First Lady of
Eve
Rough Rider.
It's Rough Rider. Eve the entrepreneur, the wife, the mother, all of that good stuff. And she was on the talk. She's been on the talk
For quite some time.
for quite some time, actually, and she started talking about the fact that she was leaving
The
show.
The show.
Yeah.
No, that's not what I was gonna say. What I was gonna say is the evolution of Eve, which is actually amazing.
She's
the
incredible.
evolution. I'm tired and I can't think straight, but that's what I'm trying to say. The E word.
Yes.
The evolution. of
That word
Eve.
right there.
Yeah, it's amazing, kind of how she started and where she came
And
from.
where she is.
Yeah, because I don't know if you're not familiar with her story. Just a little background, real quick, and then I'm gonna let my wife finish.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you can understand her journey. So Eve actually started as a stripper. She was a stripper, and then she got discovered. Found a hidden talent as far as being a rapper.
Right.
And then she became a rapper.
Right.
A very successful rapper.
Yes.
Can hold her own with anybody.
The first woman of Rough Rider.
Yeah, and it had nothing to do. And she wasn't a good female lyricist.
She was just a
good
great
lyricist.
lyricist, period.
Yeah. And that's another thing. Eve wasn't a rapper.
Right.
Eve was a lyricist.
Yeah, she was
Eve had bars for days for you.
Off the top of her head.
Yeah.
Just like that.
And then she parlayed that into a semi-successful acting career.
Right. She had her own show.
She had her own show for a good little while.
Yes.
She started some movies.
She rocked out in
rocked
barbershop.
out in
1, 2,
barbershop,
3, 4,
you know.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
And then she started, if I'm not mistaken, she started some businesses.
She did. She has a couple of businesses.
She has a couple of businesses, and then parlayed that into, talk show host. So she's very successful.
She's a very successful,
Yeah.
and she got married, and she lives in London. and right with her husband and her children, and so she's incredible. And so she was just talking about how hurt she was and how conflicted she was because she made the decision to leave the show.
Right.
And she was just explaining to everybody how amazing the talk is and how amazing the women are. And, but she just felt in her heart that it was time to go home because she was flying back and forth.
Back and forth to London, correct?
Right. Mm-hmm. And London is locked down actually right now.
Yeah, London, another spike in COVID, I believe.
Yeah. And so she was saying that in December would be her last month to do it. But she was just explaining why. And she was just like, she missed her husband. She said she was so funny because she was like, I wish that she hated somebody on the show,
right,
or some staff or just anything to give her a reason like
to make it easier.
But it wasn't. It was just that enough was enough, and this is actually her words. Enough was enough of trying to rationalize, I guess,
right,
staying on the show but missing her family and wanting to go home and be with her husband and do whatever was next. And so that's when I decided, you know what, we need to talk about that.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
That's because that's something that hits home for a lot of people.
Exactly.
For a lot of family members, because there is a lot of, and I'm not just going to put it, because we have a tendency of putting that label only on mothers.
Right.
When it comes to that, but it's not just mothers. There's fathers
yeah,
that wrestle with this decision every day.
Every single day.
That I'm missing my family time. I'm missing my kids grow up. I'm missing this. I'm missing that. In the pursuit of trying to take care of them, in a pursuit of trying to make sure they're provided for. Because no matter what the background is, all parents share one common goal.
Right.
And that's to give their children a better life than they had. No matter what type of life they had. They could have had a perfect existence as a child. But the ultimate goal is always to give your child something you did not have.
Absolutely.
Or to provide them with a better existence that you had.
Yeah.
So every day there's parents that wrestle with that. Because we all know, even the Bible said, man doesn't work, man don't eat.
Right, exactly.
So, I mean, you can't call Duke Power and be like, well, I spent this month with little Johnny teaching him how to play baseball.
Right, felt good about it.
I felt good about it, so I can't pay you your light bill money.
And here's the thing, Duke Power will be fine with that. Going to get you some candles because we're going to turn this off.
We're going to turn it right off.
We're going to turn this right off. I think, too, when you think about not only mom and dads, but also when you think about people who want to be entrepreneurs, who don't have children and saying, how long will I stay in corporate America? It's not fulfilling me.
Right.
I don't feel good. I don't feel like it's my passion or my purpose. And so there's so many people that's walking around like that every single day.
How long will I keep playing it safe?
How long will I keep playing it safe? Yeah. And when will enough be enough? And I think that sometimes, we know I was in a position where I knew a long time ago I was supposed to leave the job. And the longer I felt like God told me it was time to go, but I was like, it's good money. That would be a chunk of change to take out of our our income. And
I like the people I work with. I got a really good boss.
Right, just all these things, but something about it just didn't set right with me.
The company ain't really done nothing to me.
But again, and next thing I know, I was pushed out, and not by the company. By every instant, it seemed like the more I went to work, the more frustrated I got. Yeah. The more I was having panic attacks.
Like literal panic
attacks, guys.
Like to the point that
had to be hospitalized.
Your job called me.
Yeah.
Saying you got to come get her.
Yeah. I was in the middle of the building, in the hallway, screaming to the top of my lungs, and I could not, even though my mom was saying, girl, stop, I could not stop. And the panic and the anxiety took over. And at that point, and here's the thing, listen to your body. Listen when God is telling you something. I still didn't leave. Then I fell down and broke my ankle.
Yeah.
Had to leave the job for a couple of months. And I think one of the things that really was like, enough is enough. I remember them telling me, well, our doctor said that you can come back to work and we can accommodate it. So what you can do, I had broke my ankle, was in a boot, all kinds. They was like, well, what you could do.
In multiple places.
Right. And it had plates, screws, everything. And I remember them telling me, well, what you can do is we can accommodate it. I mean, if you want, you could elevate your leg up on a garbage can.
Put on a trash can.
What the? I knew.
Because these calls got to be taken.
These calls got to be taken. We need you to take these calls. And so I had to make a choice. when enough was enough for me in that area, because I was like, I can't live. I mean, this job is making me sick. I felt like I was in a hospital thinking I was having heart attacks. I had heart monitors.
Yeah.
Remember, I had the take home monitor coming with me. That's how bad that my anxiety and everything had got when I knew enough was enough and I was supposed to go.
Yeah, remember it got to the point that we were visiting the hospital so much.
I had the same room, y'all.
That you were getting the same room.
Yes.
The same nursing staff.
Yes.
And they begin to know us.
Yeah. And that's not good, people.
Yeah.
That's not good.
But
so when do you know that enough is enough? When you want to come out of corporate America. And again, like Sanchez said, it doesn't have to be where the company's bad and blah, 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 blah. It just may be time, though.
And we all, and I know a lot of people, and here's the thing, and we talk about corporate America a lot sometimes, and corporate America is not a bad thing.
No.
There are some people that are built for corporate America. They're
it's
built
a blessing
to climb the ladder. They're built for the promotions. Someone has to be in corporate America.
Right.
We're not saying it's a bad thing. We're not saying if you're the person that you wake up every day happy because you have a corporate America job, that you're happy because you're in the position that you're in, that you're in a position that's fulfilling. We're not speaking to you.
Right.
We're actually truly happy for you, and we truly hope that you continue to be fulfilled, and that God will continue to bless the work of your hands, and you will continue to see fruitfulness in the position and the job that you're in.
Exactly.
We're not talking to you. We're talking to an individual that on Saturday they're good. They're happy. They're about their life. They're about their business. Everything is well.
Did you say about that life?
Yeah, no, I said, well, about their life.
Okay.
They're about their life. They're clicking their heels. They're whistling a song.
What?
They have the birds singing around them.
Come on, chirping birds.
You know, and then Sunday morning they're good. Sunday afternoon they start feeling some kind of way. Sunday night they get sick. Monday morning they hate everything about life.
Right.
We're talking to those people.
We're talking to those people.
We're talking to the individuals who are in a job. They know that they don't want to be there.
Right.
They know that there's something different from them. They know that there's something else for them. God has told them multiple times and showed them multiple signs that it's time for something different, yet out of fear, yet out of being comfortable, yet out of the safety net, yet out of the money they're making, whatever reason, or the fear of having to sit down to your spouse and say, babe, I want to do something different. I want to take a chance. We're talking to you. Right.
We're talking to the person who is in corporate America, like Sanchez said, but scared to go to the next level. So we're not just talking about leaving corporate America. Also, we're talking about leaving that position, not giving yourself opportunity to go up the corporate ladder. Scared to get the promotion. Scared to even apply for the job. Those are the things. It's like, so when is enough where basically what we're saying, when is enough where you don't let fear take over?
Yeah, because sometimes your change has, like my wife just so beautifully put it, sometimes the change has nothing to do with you leaving the company.
Right, exactly.
Sometimes the change is you leaving the position you're in.
Come on now.
Leaving the department you're in. Leaving the manager you're in. Leaving the team you're on. Sometimes the changes, you put it in there for that position that you've been wanting since you stepped foot in that company.
Right.
But for whatever reason, you talked yourself out of it, or you let someone else talk you out of it.
Because that's crazy.
Yeah. But you know something is in you, tugging at you, saying that's the position that you should be in. Right. We're talking to you.
We're talking to you. Enough is enough is saying, enough is enough. I need to make a decision about my life, about do I want to be an entrepreneur? Do I want to work in corporate America? Do I want a new position? And we say this when enough is enough when it comes to that, because one thing that Eve said that was really heartfelt, she said, I know in my heart that I'm doing this because it's my purpose. It's what I want to do. I know that it's what I need to do. And that's what we're talking about. When you know in your heart that you need to make a change in that arena, far as your passion, your career, I think as far as your passion and your career is concerned, you need to make a change, yet you're staying stuck and you're frustrated and aggravated about that. And when you're frustrated and aggravated about a position, you're not going to give your all.
No, you never will.
So you may not have to leave because they may just escort you out.
Yeah, seriously.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's two quick things I want to say though. One caveat. For my stay-at-home mothers or my stay-at-home fathers, don't let anyone tell you that you're not contributing. Don't let anyone tell you that what you do is not important. Never say the phrase that I'm just. I'm just a stay-at-home mom. I'm just a stay-at-home dad. There was no such thing about being just. That's a full-time job.
Yes, it is.
That is if you're a person that works in the workforce, you have a luxury of 2 15s and an hour break, or at least a 30-minute break, depending on the local
Depending on who you work for.
laws, the working laws in your area.
And where you live.
Yeah, but you get to clock out and you get to go home, or you get to leave the building and step away. But when you're a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home dad, you don't get to clock out.
It's
you
no
don't
15,
get 2
it's
15s
15, 30, 60.
and a 30. You don't. you can't tell little Johnny, I'm overwhelmed. I need 15.
I'm gonna need 15. I'm gonna need you to go that corner.
You don't. There's no clock in and out. You're on all the time. So let no one tell you that what you do is not important. I just wanted to say that for a moment. But to get back to the topic,
I want to can I piggyback off of that as well?
Yeah, go ahead.
If you're that parent who left corporate America to raise your children, and sometimes we flip flop. Like we should have stayed, we should have did this, now this and that, whatever the case is, don't second guess that. You knew in your heart what you need to do, and it's good. And when it's time for you to go back into the corporate world, if that's what you want,
you'll be released to do
You'll be released to do that, and doors will open for you. But right now, we need to know when enough is enough. And here's the thing. What's happening right now, because so many people are talking about this subject, that's why we didn't really want to touch it, is because right now, COVID showed us, COVID-19, is that what we're calling it?
COVID-19.
COVID-19 showed us that time with family and time with your children, or time for self-care and all those things, are so much important.
So important is everything right now.
Than anything right now.
Everything right
Seriously.
now.
Seriously. And that's some serious talk right there.
Yeah, but also, for my second point real quick.
Go for it, baby.
Mr. Brown talked about it. Right now we got a lot of people that's teeter-tottering. Teeter-tottering. But right now you need to be pushed in.
Yeah,
because
that's what he says. Daddy, push it in the water.
Just push me in.
Just put and swim.
Yeah,
just go and swim.
Because what happened is that we have a lot of people right now
lukewarm.
Yeah, they're lukewarm. They know there's something different. They know that there's a business in them. They know that there's a book in them. There's a play in them. There's a painting. There's something in them. There's an idea that's in them that it's a risk.
Right.
And so they stay with that job. They stay with corporate America. They stay with the guaranteed check, but you're not fulfilled.
Right.
And at some point in time, whether it's sooner and or later,
right,
you have to ask yourself the question, what's more important?
Yeah. And when is this enough?
Enough is enough? Because how long do we continue to live life? Because we've all seen that life is fleeting.
Right.
Life is, I don't know if you realize it or not, but yesterday was 2019. It was just yesterday.
We about to be 2021.
And now we're about to be in a whole 2021.
Ooh, that's crazy.
We're in early November now.
Right, Thanksgiving, Christmas, it's a wrap.
Thanksgiving, by the time, like you said, Halloween came. Did you see Halloween?
I didn't see Halloween.
I didn't see it.
Nope.
Halloween,
my neighborhood did. Yeah. Our neighborhood saw it.
Halloween came and went.
Right.
Thanksgiving is right around the corner. And we all know by the time Thanksgiving hits, Christmas is right there.
Right.
And before you know it, we'll be saying Happy New Year 2021.
Wow.
So life is, and if 2020 has shown us nothing. Because unfortunately, there are a lot of individuals that's hurting in 2020,
right?
Because they lost loved ones,
right?
We've seen a lot of people depart from this earth in 2020,
yeah.
So we know life is fleeting. So the question is, how long do we continue to be lukewarm?
Right.
How long do you know that you have this thing in you that's calling you and that's pushing you? But yet you stay stagnant. Out of a lot of the times it's over one thing, because you're fearful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you're fearful if it doesn't work. You're fearful if nobody understands. You're fearful if I'm making a bad decision.
Right.
But here's the thing about those what ifs. There's always the opposite side to it. What if it does work?
Right, exactly.
What if it is successful? What if people do understand?
Right.
How long do we stay in the what ifs?
Right. And I think too, when you think about, here's a tip, when for our entrepreneurs who want to, and again, we're still in corporate America and we're entrepreneurs and we're moving forward.
Yep,
and
so
we're still there.
Still in conference calls, still on Zoom meetings.
But what we decided to do, what we know for sure, and this is a tip for whoever want to be an entrepreneur, is allow your job to pay for what you're trying to do. So when you walk away, you are fully funded to do whatever your passion and your gift is. So that's one tip. Like, if you know, so which means that when you get off your 9 to 5, now it's 5 to 9, which means from 5 o'clock till 9 o'clock in the morning till you clock in again, you should be working on that dream. You should be working on your passion. There's no sleep in the boom boom room, right? And that's what you need to do, and let whatever you, because what you'll realize, I think for me, what I've realized when we started doing this podcast and we started doing that, this fulfills me. So even though I'm working in corporate America, I know that I'm fulfilled by this.
Look at you being fulfilled.
But it's fulfilling me. But not only is it fulfilling me, but it is giving me the fire that I know that I can do something else, right? Because when we started doing this podcast, it was, you better, what? I can't with you right now, and then you get on me. So
that's my claim to fame.
I'm about to jack you up.
Fire and desire.
Oh, okay. Anyway, but what we realized was that we did this because we wanted our therapy session, wanted people to chime in, let us know if we crazy or not, why we feel the way that we feel. And so, but what we realized that this just gave us a fire. If we can do this, we can also we could do anything, and we'll keep moving forward on that. And also that's something else that if you decided, like, I do want to come out of corporate America, think about that. Work corporate America and work your stuff until your stuff is fully funded and allows you to move out that door, if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, because the one thing you touched on, the one thing about this podcast, when we started the podcast, it was never to gain listeners. It was never to gain a following. It was never to be honest, it was never about being successful. It was never about any of that. We started this podcast going into it knowing there's 1 million plus podcasts out there right now. There's 1 million plus voices out there right now. It's a crowded market, especially in 2020. It's a crowded market out there. Getting your voice heard. You know, there's so many podcasts that are started and not successful. They only get past the 6 or 7 episodes. We knew that. But that wasn't the purpose of doing it. We did it for us.
Right.
We did it because it was a passion within us. There was something burning in us.
That we thought we could, we wanted to say.
That we wanted to say, that we wanted to get our point across. We wanted to get our perspective out.
Right.
Like my wife said, we wanted it to be our therapy session. So we didn't go into it saying, oh, by this time we want X amount of followers. We want X amount of downloads. We want X amount of engagements. We didn't do that. We said, you know what?
We still don't think about that now.
To this day. I barely look at numbers to this day.
We don't think about it, really.
We wanted to, it was something in us that we wanted to just do and get out, because also the one thing my wife and I share in common is that we're both very creative people. We have to have some type of creative outlet.
Right.
And so, eventually we want this to be our full-time gig.
Right.
You know, and that's why we put in the hours of researching and taking classes and trying to get better, working on the audio, working on working on the production, buying the equipment, and getting our art better, so this can be our full time and our corporate America jobs be our part time. But that's, and before I turn the mic back over to you, I think that's the most profound things you've said on this particular podcast today. Not that, because everything you said is profound, but turning your gift into your full time and turning your corporate America job or whatever, turning that into your part time. Because what happens is when you do that, your mindset shifts.
Yes, it does.
Because typically with your part-time job, you'll put in effort, you'll do enough, but your entire focus is not that job.
Right.
Your entire life does not revolve around that job, because that job is an ends to a means.
Right.
Because typically when you pick up a part-time job, you're picking up for a particular reason.
Right. You got a block of what you're trying to pay for, what you're trying to do.
It's a car you want to pay off. It's a house you want to pay off. It's some debt you want to pay down. It's Christmas you want to buy. It's something you have a finite goal that you have set for that particular position. Right. Where with your full-time job, that job is sustaining your lifestyle.
Right.
And so, like my wife said, so work towards flipping it, where your gift and your dream, and it becomes that thing that sustains your lifestyle. Right. and and your full-time job becomes your part-time, and that becomes an ends to a mean, if that makes sense.
Right, because you work 9 to 5, which is 8 hours, and the rest of those hours, and you need to sleep, absolutely, but you need to be working sleep is overrated. I know he was going to say it.
Sleep is overrated. Sleep is for the
but
weak.
I know that the majority of your time should be working towards your gifts and talents. So that's one tip. The second tip is for the person who is in corporate America, love it, but want to go up the ladder. I got this tip and I was like, I've never thought about that. That's amazing. If you saying to yourself, you know what, there's a position that I want to go up the corporate ladder. I love this company and I want to, then make yourself a brag book. What that means that everything that you do on that job.
We are.
You about to sing again?
Climbing.
You know what?
Jacob's.
Oh my God.
Ladder.
Again, but you get on me.
We are.
Sir, you finished?
Climbing.
We ain't got all day. We with me. What?
Jacob's.
Okay, hold on.
Ladder.
I couldn't say what I want to say because as I was talking, this joker put his finger up to tell me to hush. So I didn't even know. Okay, okay, people, let me calm down.
You were talking about an I Love Me book or a brag book.
Boy, I mean, man, did you put your finger up? Tell me to hush. But anyway,
James Evans, did you just hit me with the boy?
I didn't know what to say. You threw me off. But anyway, get a brag book from the top for everything that you've ever done, whether you've done help somebody or you're part of a team at the job. Do that. If you make a brag book, guys, this will help you so much when it gets time for you to want to get that promotion, because now you can open your brag book and tell them the things that you have done for the company, what you've learned, the courses that you've taken, the everything that you've done at that job, the people you've helped, the committees that you on. Because sometimes you especially if you've been there for a couple of years, you don't remember that stuff.
No, you don't.
You really don't remember that stuff. Even keep a book of your evaluations, the feedback that your supervisors giving you and all of that. So when you go into that room talking about you want this promotion, you could be like, let me tell you what I've done for the company so far. Let me tell you what I've done. Because again, we're not talking about also just leaving corporate America. We're talking about when is it enough is enough, when you're not pushing yourself and pushing past fear to go to the next level, whether it be entrepreneurship or going up the corporate ladder, whatever it is, or coming home and staying with your children, whatever it is, when you say enough is enough and I have to do it. So that's another tip for you too, for who wants to go up the corporate ladder.
Take it from a person that's been a hiring manager in just about every position I've been in. And I've sat on that side of the table. Mm-hmm. That's a beautiful tip. Like I said, for the individuals who corporate America is their dream, that's where they want to be.
Absolutely.
And moving up the ladder, that I Love Me book or brag book is a beautiful thing, because when you sit down at the table, because the one thing that you have to do is be able to sell yourself.
Right.
And selling yourself is not bragging, it's not being boastful. It's saying, here are my accomplishments.
Exactly.
Here's what I've done. Mm-hmm. Here's why I'm the best candidate for this position. And to add on to that, when you're in that room, you don't be the interviewee, be the interviewer.
That's right.
You interview them for that position.
Right.
Because what you have to do is that there's so many. One question I always ask people as a hiring manager, and it throws them off every time I ask this question, and I tell them that I have a lot of positions. I have a lot of people that's applied for this particular position.
Right.
Out of all the people I've talked to, why should I choose you?
Right.
And that's the question you always have to ask yourself. Why you?
Right.
And be able to sell yourself. And that's in anything. I live on the elevator pitch. Mm-hmm. The elevator pitch.
You ain't got a lot of time on the elevator.
Yeah. Elevator pitch, if you're not familiar with the elevator pitch, is very simple. 30 seconds. Sell your idea. Sell yourself in 30 seconds or less.
Right.
And you'd be surprised at how many people can't do that. Mm-hmm. So for our individuals, we're actually going to get to the point, we're going to wrap up this particular session.
Right.
And this actually, I'm going to tie in my final thought. My final thought is, whatever you're looking at doing, whether it's that promotion in corporate America, whether it's starting that business, whether it's writing that book, whatever it is that you're doing, create a 30-second elevator pitch. Mm-hmm. Because you need, and the reason you do that is because you have to be confident in what you're doing.
Right.
And to do an elevator pitch, you have to be confident.
Because you got seconds.
In the vision. You have to be confident in your skills. You have to be confident in what you bring to the table because you only have 30 seconds to catch somebody.
Right.
And if you can't do a 30-second elevator pitch, I'll be honest, you're not ready.
Right.
So go back to the drawing board.
And try it again.
Go back
until
to
you get it.
The research. Go back to your prayer closet. Go back to your meditation time. Go back to finding your confidence so you can do that elevator pitch on the drop of a dime with no problem.
Right.
And then once you're able to do that with confidence, then you know you're ready to move on to the next level.
Yeah.
That's my final thought. Hopefully that makes sense.
Yes, it did. My final thought is just listen to your body, your mind, and your spirit when it tells you enough is enough. And when that comes, don't be so quick to just jump like I did, but definitely make a plan. Don't wait till you having anxiety attacks and under pressure and all that stuff. If you feel a twinge and it's almost time for you to leave this company and do something different, then you need to start making a plan right now. That's my tip. Make a plan, write the vision and make it plain. But what I don't want it to be so much that enough is enough that you jump ship or you do something that you're going to regret later. Work the process. Go after the promotion. Go after entrepreneurship. Go write the book. Do whatever you need to do. Go home and homeschool your kids. Educate your children. Whatever it is. But if you know that it's enough is enough, we need you to push and we need you to move and do it and be blessed. And trust me, you'll be blessed by it.
I love it.
Yes.
Family, as always, we just thank you. We thank you for taking the time to listen.
We love you guys so much.
For just being a part, however you're listening, whether it's iTunes, whether it's Podbean, whether it's Spotify, whether it's Google Play, whether it's Amazon Music, whether it's iHeartRadio,
come on now, name
on
it.
Our own personal
name
website at www.thecrenshawcorner.com. We thank you guys so much for listening. As always, we can be found on the socials.
Yes.
We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, all in the Crenshaw Corner.
Yes.
And of course, you can reach us at any time via our email address at thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com. Once again, thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com. And family, welcome to our journey.
We love you guys. Bye.